start today? You've been working really hard to put together a strong start.
Yeah, definitely a good feeling. I've been working hard, just trying to make the adjustment. I thought today, just the results were better, but I think I had, a lot of confidence just seeing our offense in battle today. They scored 3 runs against a guy who won the Cy Young last year, and his stuff was unbelievable today. It was just fun watching him go, but even more fun watching our offense really compete, and that just kind of put me in that mindset to just leave it all out there and compete for the team.
What did you enjoy about talk about going into today as far as your game plan goes?
Just making sure we're utilizing, our strengths. I think I've fallen into a pattern a little bit this year of pitching to weaknesses and kind of losing what I do as a pitcher.
Yeah.
So we just kind of reaffirm that, your strengths are good. You've been in the big leagues for a few years now, and don't waver away from what got you here and what's kept you here.
Is that kind of an attack mentality? Is that kind of how you describe it?
Yeah, the mentality that I have is I'm going to be consistent going into each outing. I think the adjustment and leaning back onto what my identity is just making sure I'm getting my fastball up and driving that through zone and making sure that the strike percentage with the fastballs I'm throwing is up. It hadn't been a great number with strike percentage with my fastballs this season. I think that's been hurting me quite a bit. It's just made my off-speed stuff not quite as sharp, but today I thought I did a better job of driving it to the zone that I wanted to get it to.
On Monday, I remember you left the mound a little upset. Feel a little bit better leaving the mound this time around?
Yeah, for sure.
Carmen, obviously there's a lot of internal competition. How have you handled that part of it, and what does a start like this do for you?
Yeah, I think the internal competition is always going to be there. I don't really think with changing faces and new teams and new years that's ever going to go away. Honestly, there's always somebody behind you, and there's always going to be somebody in front of you, unless you're the best player in the world, which I'm not. So there's always going to be a drive to get better, and there's always going to be, you have to continue to get better at this game. What was the second part of that question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, it was just with the internal competition, how you handle it, how you deal with all of that.
Yeah, it's just it's something you do every day. Just we're all competitors in here, and that's what we enjoy doing, is competing and getting better at this game. So.
Thanks,